Hi, I'm Matt and I'm a coach. One of the things that I talk about very often with teams, with individuals, and especially with leaders is change. Change is everywhere. It's inevitable. However, we don't always spend the time to consider where we are in the change process. Are we in shock, denial? Are we in acceptance? Or are we beginning to integrate change? I'm going to show you a simple tool to understand where we are and what we need to do to change attitudes, behaviors, and mindset as we move through cycles of change. We're going to begin by drawing an infinity curve. So that's like a large figure of 8 on its side. Now I'm going to plot the 4 stages of change. The first is typically shock. I can't believe that's happening. Then we move into denial. It's not happening. It's certainly not happening to me. Then we move into acceptance. All right, I get it. It is happening. And then integration. Okay, how do we move forward with this new normal? So these are the 4 stages of change. Oh my goodness, that's not happening. Oh yes, it is happening. How do I move forward with it? Now you can use this curve to plot where you are in any particular change in your life. For example, last year when I had an injury, initially I was shocked. Blimey, that hurts. What's happened there? Then it was denial. I'm not changing anything, I'm fine. I continued to run for 6 or 7 months before I was forced into accepting that was an issue, and I had to make changes to my behavior to integrate that injury into my recovery and my new normal. So it took me a period of probably 12 months to go around this change curve. You can do the same. Consider where you are and maybe plot a point. You're here, denying that a change is happening. Take 100% and consider how much you could divide between different points, how much of that 100% you could divide between different points. So for example, in that injury situation, the shock had waned, maybe that was 10% of what I was experiencing. The denial was driving about 70% of my behavior. And in terms of acceptance, there was some acceptance for it. So in terms of this curve, this was kind of the position in terms of that 100%. Mostly denial, a little bit of shock still, some initial acceptance. But in order for me to be able to make progress, I had to anticipate what it would be like as I moved around that curve. So how can I take that 100% and redistribute it? How can I take, say, integration to 50%, acceptance to 40%, maybe still a little bit of denial here. So as I move through that curve, what is going to change in terms of my behaviors, my attitudes, my mindset as I progress round towards integration? What would need to change? How would I need to change behaviors? So I can future project to a point further round the curve, consider what I'm going to need to do in order to move towards that point of integration. You can use this model for teams as well. Say, for example, a management team is about to change a marketing strategy for a company. They may have thought about this for some time, and so they're already here at a point of integration. However, the moment they tell the rest of the team that all of their hard work is going to have to be changed, they're going to experience shock. They will be here. It's going to take that team time to go through this process of denial, acceptance, and then integration. Oftentimes, management teams want people to move quickly to here without compensating or affording the time and the support and the help to support people as they move around this curve. So once again, they consider where they are. They could also consider where their team's going to be and how to support people as they go through this process. It's a very powerful model to understand where we are in the change cycle and how we need to change behaviors, attitudes, mindsets, circumstances in order to be able to move through to integration. As I've said, change is inevitable. So it's critically important to take the time to reflect on where we are and to anticipate how we move forward towards integration. If I can help you consider changes in behavior, attitude, and mindset to move you towards integration and making progress, please get in touch.